Hello everyone, back with a new video. Last video we tackled the monster blockbuster of Godzilla vs. Kong with the spoilers, so if you've not watched that review yet, head over to watch that video of mine right now. Remember, if you enjoy the channel, hit that like button and subscribe button, it helps the channel grow a lot. This video I want to go over my thoughts of the new Godzilla anime series called Godzilla Singular Point, and give it my general review with opinions, including the spoilers from Season 1. Godzilla Singular Point has been out on Netflix for the last few weeks, so if you've not watched it yet, head over and watch it right now, I definitely recommend it. Without further ado, let's get right into my review of Godzilla Singular Point, spoilers included. So I'm going to start my review by prefacing this, that I'm going to start with what I think was the worst of Godzilla Singular Point, and then go from worst to best of this anime. So I'm going to go ahead and say it just straight up. I'm going to say that I found the anime season quite boring. It held a lot of potential, but after sitting down and watching it with my boyfriend, who is a casual Godzilla fan, both of us were left with wanting more, and overall just a bit deflated and disappointed. But that's not to say we still thought it was bad, we just enjoyed it and felt like it had a lot more. And we definitely thought it was good, it's just that we're just expecting more from it. So for me, I want to start off with the characters as an easy point to focus on. The characters that were not very interesting or engaging to me, the main characters who were meant to tag along for this adventure were neither relatable or memorable. You had Mei Kamino, who was obviously the genius scientist in it, and Yun Arikawa, who was the mechanic that was behind Jet Jaguar as well. These two characters were meant to keep us engaged in anime, and I don't think they're necessarily bad. They were just boring of no interest or personality or traits that, bring me to them. To me, Goro, Otaki, who was like mad scientist genius, reminded me of like Doc Brown a bit, was by far the most memorable and fun character in the anime, as he was the mastermind behind Jet Jaguar, memorable for being upbeat, loud and crazy. And other than that, the rest of the characters in the show are just boring and forgettable to me, unfortunately. So the next part I'm going to start with is the story and pacing, as I felt these were also just as bad as the characters, and maybe even being the reason why the characters were not as interesting to me. So with this is probably my biggest gripe of the anime. The pseudoscience and technical babble in the anime was too convoluted to grasp, and while there was mystery and exposition at first, which was interesting to me, I was hoping that by the end of the season we'd see more of the kaiju, more of the monsters, because they are very interesting, but I just felt like the whole season was just exposition. And besides the AI at the very end reaching into the back pocket and throwing away all the build up to what was meant to be the code that's meant to be unlocked, which was just to in the end unlock Jet Jaguar's true potential and fight Godzilla at the end, I felt like it was a little bit disappointing, even though that fight was amazing and Jet Jaguar was great. And while the intrigue and legends surrounding Godzilla and the other kaijus were interesting, the science around it and technical babble and pseudoscience was just boring and uninspired to me. I wanted to hear a lot more and see a lot more of the kaijus in it. I don't mind them having some build up or exposition for the kaiju, but I didn't expect it for the whole season, which is why I probably felt a bit disappointed. And besides that, for me it's difficult to invest into the world and characters when none of them are relatable or interesting to me. And when the entire universe is at stake by the end of Godzilla Singular Point, it didn't feel very climactic to me. I didn't even feel the stakes at it either. We just see a city have all this red dust or red glow on it, and it just didn't feel like there was much to really care about on it, because besides the kaiju I didn't really care about much else in the anime, unfortunately, which is a shame really, because it seems like it's got a lot of potential behind it. And in regard to the pacing, but when I said earlier about the whole anime basically just being exposition so far, it really did feel like that. I mean, I was hoping that by the second half of the anime we'd get more, but the pacing was just so boring and slow, and then nothing was even happening by the end of the last few episodes. I was expecting something to happen more, where we get a big fight throughout it, or more stakes or more action or more excitement to happen, but we didn't really get that until the very end, which I felt was a bit of a shame. So that's why for me the story and pacing is the big crux for me in this anime, which is why I don't like it so much, is because I felt the story and pacing was just not very good in it. And I'm hoping that in season 2 they fix the story and pacing especially, so that will then help the characters in return. Now onto the good stuff for me. So with me, I think one of the best parts of the anime was the music. I felt like in the void that I was left from the story and pace and the characters, the music in the outro and especially the intro is fantastic and memorable, with all the effects and lighting and graphics. The music is definitely phenomenal, and I felt like the music was really high tier in this. So for me, by far the best thing in this entire anime is the new looks of many kaiju we've had, whether it's the fantastic final design of Godzilla himself, Anguirus with his gorgeous reflection, or new monsters like Salunga. All of these monsters stole the show for me. Both from the Japanese studios Orange and Bones are both very well renowned in the anime world, and both of them have done a fantastic job to bring us these new inspired kaiju, and blended them between 2D and 3D as well, which I thought was great. The decision to make the monsters 3D and the world 2D was very interesting and unique to me in anime. While I did love Godzilla in this, I was not keen on the whole Shin Godzilla evolution with all the different forms they went through, nor did I think the majority of the season with Godzilla sitting idle was great. But when he does use that atomic breath for the first time, and when he does fight Jet Jaguar at the very end, my love and excitement comes back for the show, knowing that it has potential. And when the show takes up the courage to shonen monsters, I genuinely feel the passion and love given to them. My highlights would be in particular to the awesome first fight between Rodan and Jet Jaguar, or Anguirus and Jet Jaguar. Kumonga was interesting, showing themselves to be a threat when they swarm the humans, or like, you know, I can imagine them being a threat when they swarm the Kaiju. It cannot be stated enough how great the animation in the season was for this anime, especially with the outro where we see all the other Kaiju. I'm looking forward to season 2 of the Mechagodzilla we were being teased at the end, and I'm also hoping that in season 2 they're not so afraid to introduce the monsters into the world and have so much exposition of them. I also think that they can add a lot more like flavour to it, and without sort of confusing audience with the pseudoscience in it. In the end, I'm going to give this anime a 6 out of 10 because while I think the animation, art, and monsters are breathtaking, with a very catchy theme music for it, for me what brings the anime down in rating is the story, characters and pace, and even the world which they were existing of, because there's little in all of that that interests me or engages me as a Godzilla fan. I felt like the confusing story beats and the convoluted science really held down the anime, and it's with high hopes that season 2 would change my mind about Godzilla Singular Point. Hopefully they will be more adventurous and less secretive about the enormous catalogue of kaijus they can use from Toho, and even the other ones we've seen from season 1 like the manga. For fans of Godzilla or giant monsters, this anime is a definite watch. Though if you're in it for the monsters, you'll be left slightly bored, I believe, or if you're not like a Godzilla fan, you're going to be slightly bored by this, but if you have different tastes and opinion and you don't mind doing a slow burn, then I think this anime is for you. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, as it helps the channel grow a lot. What do you think of Godzilla Singular Point? Did you agree with my opinion on it? Do you disagree with it? Let me know in the comments below, and remember, stay primal, people. Take care.